Hey guys, what's going on? Today we are going to talk about Rihanna's makeup line, Fenty Beauty. I only picked up a couple of items. I picked up the foundation and then one of the highlights. So if you're interested in seeing my first impressions and a wear test, please keep watching. Okay, so like I said, I only picked up a couple of items. I didn't really get crazy excited about the I think there's a primer. I didn't get too crazy excited about the primer. I really thought that the sticks were super cool, but just kind of out of my comfort zone. I mean, obviously the highlight and the contour would have worked fine, but the exciting ones, the bright orange and the one that's there's two, I think actually, that are purple, those were super pretty, just really, really stunning when you swatch them on the back of your hand. But I just didn't think that I would actually wear them, so I didn't want to buy something, do it for a video, and then have it just kind of sit in a drawer. I really can't see myself wearing a purple highlight. I wish I could branch out a little bit more. I don't feel comfortable, and I want to feel comfortable, and I wanted to pick up items that I would absolutely use. So I know I was really excited about the foundation that comes in 40 shades. That is so amazing. And then also one of the highlights. So with the highlight, I really, really, really wanted the yellow trophy wife highlight, but again, I swatched it in store, and the glitter flecks in it are a little more prominent than in Metal Moon, which is what I picked up. I just couldn't see myself really using that yellow highlight unless it was on my chest or on the tips of my shoulders, or maybe as an eyeshadow. And I just didn't think it was as wearable. So I might go back for that as an eyeshadow at some point, but I really was impressed by Metal Moon. So that's what I picked up as far as a highlight. So let's go ahead and see how this foundation works. There's a ton of videos out there already, even though this literally dropped yesterday, Friday. Today is Saturday. And in my Sephora, they weren't out of anything. I went to a Sephora downtown in Water Tower in Chicago, which is a pretty busy one, and they weren't out of anything, which is really good. So this comes with 1.08 fluid ounces, which is nice. It's a soft matte longwear foundation. I also went there without my wash off spray tan on, so I'm not spray tan, but wash off tan. So I'm hoping this works. I did pick the color 230. I was between 230 and I think 260 or something like that. They're both neutral. Okay, so a lot of people are talking about, does this foundation oxidize? Over the weekend, I watched Fenty Beauty's Instagram story, and Priscilla Ono went on, who's the head makeup artist for Fenty Beauty, and talked about how the foundation does not oxidize because it doesn't change colors. It doesn't turn to an orange or a green or a brown. It does dry down, though, slightly darker than the color when you first apply it, which I 100% agree with, and you'll actually see that as I demo it here. Because it's a soft matte finish, the water evaporates out of the product, and then you're left with a slightly darker foundation. So when you go and try this on in the store, walk around for 5 minutes and see how the color dries down on your hand before you buy it, so you know if you should buy half a shade lighter or not. It has a 12-month shelf life, which is really good. A lot of these things have 6 months. On the box it says medium to full coverage for all, long wear, light as air. So I'm sure there's a million videos out there already if you want to know more about the claims and stuff, but I really just want to get into putting it on my face. So I'm going to put my hair back. My ears are super red right now. I have no idea why, especially that one. It's kind of strange, but ignore that. It actually feels pretty warm. I hope everything's okay. So I'm gonna shake it up. I don't know if you need to. Yeah, it says shake well. So I'm gonna shake it up really well. I'm going to my friend's birthday dinner at 8:30 tonight, so this should be a pretty good wear test. I know it's a little bit later in the day, but I'll definitely get at least 6 hours out of it, which is my typical wear time for foundation, which I feel is a fair review. Cat is gonna start playing with the top. So let me show you what it looks like. The bottle itself is kind of frosted and it feels really heavy and pretty. This top part though feels super cheap, just to be honest. That honestly does not bother me at all. This is what the color looks like. Once again, I have the color 230, which is a neutral, and it's not crazy thick. As you can see, it's kind of running down my hand. So I'm just gonna start going in, and actually this shade looks like it's gonna be a really, really good match. I was thinking about, I actually picked up a new beauty blender. I have a little bit of a boo-boo there from picking my face, which is bad. Already, I think this looks stunning on the face. It looks like skin. I'm gonna put it on my finger because when I like apply my sponge to the back of my hand, I just think it soaks up too much product. I think this color is gonna be really good because it is just maybe a half a shade too light for my self-tan. Let me get closer while I do this so you guys can really see how stunning this looks on my skin. It literally looks like a second layer of skin. It's got like a satin finish. It's drying down like it literally feels like I powdered my face. So it's drying down super fast. So I would definitely recommend working in sections for this. So I felt the sponge and it didn't feel quite as soft as a beauty blender, to be honest. I did like the shape, but I did end up picking up just a new beauty blender because I don't have like, I do like the L'Oreal sponge, but I haven't had like a crazy amount of good luck with sponges in my experience. So I just thought I'd stick with what I knew. But you guys will have to let me know below what you think of the sponge if you have it. I really thought the shape was super cool. So, all right, so this half of my face is done. This half isn't, and I think this looks so stunning. I'm gonna move my mirror a little bit so I can like talk to you guys, look at you guys and show. It literally feels like I've powdered. It's just like blurring any kind of imperfections on my skin, evening my skin tone. I mean, you could see the redness on my cheek here and how it just covered that. And this is just one layer. It's not caking up anywhere. Sometimes foundation will cake up a little bit on my nose. It is not caking up whatsoever. It pretty much covered that little boo-boo I have on my face, and it just feels so super light right now. Right off the bat, super impressed with this. So you can kind of see as I'm putting it on here that the side that I'm just putting on is kind of a little bit lighter than this side. So like I said, just go up half a shade, maybe even one shade, but holy freaking shit, my skin looks so good right now. I love this. So I don't think I need to build, but I'm just gonna see what happens when I apply a little more like on my cheekies. Building, no problem. It really is a nice soft matte finish. It's not like dry looking whatsoever. Built up just fine. God bless you, Stanley. Can you see how beautiful that looks after building? Wow. Absolutely stunning right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on concealer, blush, bronzer, all that good stuff, and then I will meet you back here in just a second and we will go ahead and try the Kilowatt Highlighter in Metal Moon. All right, you guys, so the rest of my makeup is on. Everything I used went on flawlessly. I love how this looks. I've been chilling for about an hour now. I took my time on my makeup and then I had to go charge my phone and all this other stuff. So it's 4 o'clock now. I'm gonna get close once again so you guys can see what everything looks like. It just looks like skin, like beautiful skin. I really didn't notice it oxidizing horribly. It still matches my self-tan perfectly. Like I showed you, you could see the difference when it was like drying down compared to the wetness, but it didn't oxidize horribly, no further than what it did then. So let's get into this highlight. I am so excited. I love this packaging. How cool is that? These tones are like my tones. I love it. Neutrals, obviously. So how do I open this? The whole time I was doing my makeup, I was like, can you just finish? Can you just finish so you can get on to the highlight? So here's what the packaging looks like. 8.0 grams, 0.20 ounces. I got Metal Moon. Here is what it looks like. I like don't want to screw up the FB, but you know what? We're gonna screw it up. So let me just give you guys a swatch on the back of my hand. It like almost feels like cream. That's how buttery it is. So that's on my finger and I think I swirled 3 times. It's just so pretty. And I actually don't really have a highlight like this. The closest I would have is Cindy Luminizer, but the like flecks of shimmer in it, I wanna like take my mirror so you guys can kind of see. I hope you guys can see on camera how like shimmery it is. It seriously doesn't do it justice. You need to go into a store and try this out. The little flecks of glitter are just so stinking gorgeous. So let me grab a highlighting brush. I'm just gonna grab my Morphe, and I obviously have no highlighter on, so let's see what this looks like. And like I said, I thought that Trophy Wife was so stunning, but I just couldn't see myself actually wearing it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going right over my little scab, and it's like not emphasizing the texture on that scab whatsoever. I'm gonna bring it in there, but I'm gonna use a smaller brush. Stunning. It's like ethereal, kind of. Let me grab a smaller brush. And I'm not usually like a white highlight type of person. I'm just gonna do what I always do with my beauty blender to kind of blend it into the skin. It almost looks like a natural highlight on my Cupid's bow, which is nice. And then I'm just gonna take some in my inner corner. And that is the highlight. That is so pretty. I think I'm going to eventually grab the yellow, but I mean, for every day, so pretty. It is 4:16 right now. I am so impressed with what this looks like. I absolutely love the foundation. I absolutely love the highlight. I want more products, but I thought this was a good start. So I'll go ahead and check in when I get home tonight. It'll probably be like after 10, maybe 11. So that'll be a good amount of wear for this product. I'm going to absolutely set with my Urban Decay setting spray. Let's just go ahead and do that really quickly. And that is it, you guys. So the next time you see me, it'll be way later in the evening, and I will let you know how this held up. We are back. It is now 10:17 at night, so the foundation has been on for about 6 hours, a little over 6 hours, and this is what we're looking at. I'm going to get really close so you guys can see everything. Overall, I think this held up really well. My skin has gotten a little dewy over the last 6 hours, and I think it looks really healthy. Like I said before, I thought the finish was beautiful as it was, like a soft matte finish, but now it just looks a little extra glowy. The highlight is definitely still on there. It's a little more subtle, but it's definitely lasted. It's obviously off around my lips because I went to dinner, and I'm like an aggressive face wiper when I eat my food, so that always happens. It's creasing in my smile lines and in that big old wrinkle right there, but that's always typical of my foundations. So around my nose, it's come off just a little bit right here and under my nose. I've also had allergies like pretty bad lately, so my nose has been running a lot, and my eyes have been watering like they always do, so I think that might be in part due to that. Yeah, so overall, I still think this looks absolutely stunning. I would absolutely still wear this for many more hours at this point. I would potentially just touch up, you know, where I've like wiped the foundation off my mouth, and then maybe just take a beauty blender and kind of work out the areas where it's kind of creasing, like in my smile lines and then in that wrinkle there. But overall, I 100% stand by this foundation. I can absolutely tell that this is going to be one of the staple foundations in my foundation routine. So let me know what you guys think below. Have you guys tried it? Are you interested? Am I missing any like super important products that she released? Please let me know below. Otherwise, thanks for spending some time with me today. I appreciate it as always, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.